Welcome back, guys. Today we are doing a tier ranking for WWF. WWF. What am I saying? I don't know. I'm so sick. I don't know if you guys can hear my voice. I'm so sick. We are doing a tier ranking for WWF. I tried to make E and F into one word, which is EF or some. I have no idea. WWF because this is WWF. Attitude Era tier ranking system. We've got S, A, B, C, D. So S obviously the top of the top, A pretty good, B C no, and D really no. So I did not make this list of wrestlers of the Attitude Era. I'm just simply going to complete it, and let's just get this out of the way. What am I basing this on? Because people always disagree with me, which is fine, but for based on something specific, you can't disagree on another basis. This is purely based on how important they were to the Attitude Era. Not based on in-ring, not based on championships, nothing, just how important they are to that Attitude Era, to that era. Godfather, simple, he's going to go A. And it's very tough. I always start, not always, a lot of times I start off way too high and then I don't have anybody for the lower tiers, but I do think Godfather is an A. Mankind, it's not even close. He's one of the biggest S's you can find for the Attitude Era, and it's not even close. Next, we've got The Rock, another massive S. Now, when is the Attitude Era? I'm going to say it's from late 1996, early 1997. There's a lot of debate on when it actually started, and there's no clear answer. Some people say the Austin 316 promo, some people say the Vince McMahon Attitude Era promo, some people say the Montreal Screwjob. There's a lot of differing dates on when it started, but I'm just going to say roughly that time frame, late 96, early 97, up to when WWF, when Vince McMahon did the whole ruthless aggression speech, all of that. That's pretty much when the Attitude Era ended, pretty much 2002, around there somewhere. Gerald Briscoe, I'm going to say, you know what, Vince McMahon Stooges, I'm going to say B. I think they had a time and place for the Attitude Era. Undertaker, A. Ministry of Darkness, so important, the Attitude Era. Shawn Michaels, he missed basically the entire Attitude Era. He went out, when was it? WrestleMania 14 was his last show, which was pretty much the start of the Attitude Era. But he was part of the handing over the reins to Stone Cold, which is an important part. So he's important for that, but he didn't play a big role. So I'm going to say A. If it wasn't for WrestleMania 14's main event, he probably would have been D, because he was out injured for like 99% of the Attitude Era, but that small role, very important. Mark Henry, you know what this is? I love Mark Henry. I think he's goated, but this is my first C. Next, the Acolytes. The WWF tag team scene was so good. The Acolytes with their backstage thing, all of that. I do think Dudley's, Edge and Christian, and Hardy's are slightly more important than the APA, so I'm going to slot the APA in at A. That's not a slight on them. I'm a massive, massive APA fan. Big Show, he's also going to go in that A spot. I think he's not as important as the likes of The Rock, Stone Cold, Mankind, those guys, but he's pretty important. Trish Stratus, S. One of the most important figures in women's wrestling, and that started in the Attitude Era. Is that Pat Patterson? These images are very small. Pat can't speak. He's going to go in the same spot as Vince's other stooge. Is that the Cat? These images are incredibly small. Well, if it's the Cat, she's going to go in at C. Viscera, Ministry of Darkness. He was only in the Undertaker's team because Undertaker didn't want to wrestle him. I'm going to put him in at C. That's all I can really do for Viscera. X-Pac, he's going to go in that B spot. Pretty important, but not that important. China, is she as important as Trish? Probably not, but she's going to go in at that A spot. Also incredibly important. Dudley Boyz, S. Absolute S. Edge and Christian, S. Super important. Gangrel, again, A. Attitude Era was all about these insane over-the-top gimmicks, just like this one. Goldust, he's also going in at that A spot. Stone Cold, probably D. Nope, A. S. What am I saying? I'm so sick. I don't know if you guys can hear my voice. He's obviously going S. He's the biggest S of them all. Ken Shamrock, he's going to go in at A. Kurt Angle, I want to say S, but I can't do it. I'm going to say A. Chris Jericho, again, I want to say S, but I can't do it. I'm just gonna say A. Road Dogg and Billy Gunn, the New Age Outlaws, same as Acolytes, APA, they're gonna go in at A. Shane McMahon, he can go in at B. He did a couple of high spots. Now here's where people are really going to disagree with me. Bret Hart barely featured in the Attitude Era, so I'm gonna get shouted at so much, but it's fine. This is WWF Attitude Era. This is not War, Monday Night Wars, anything. This is purely he barely featured. He's gonna go in at D. I love Bret Hart, one of the best to ever do it, but he's D. Triple H, he's another Attitude Era S. Stephanie, I'm going to put in that same slot as the Stooges and stuff like that. I'm going to put her in B, important. Steve Blackman, I'm such a big Steve Blackman fan. I think he deserves a lot more, but he's going to go in at B spot. Test, I'm going to slot Test in at that C spot. Kane, is he going in at that S spot? I do think he's going in at S. Vince, as much as he's a controversial figure, he has to go in the S spot for importance of Attitude Era. Absolutely. Hardy Boys, S. It's not even close. D'Lo Brown, the work he did with the European Championship, he deserves an A spot. The Radicals, there's just two of the Radicals. Where's the other three? Attitude Era specifically, they're going to go in at B. Jacqueline, B. Is that Ivory? Yes, Ivory is also a B. And Lita, absolute A. So there's my tier ranking for WWF Attitude Era. And I can't believe that Bret Hart is my only D. But he didn't feature in Attitude Era. I don't get why he's even on here. He left the company to go to WCW and things did not go his way. But anyway, this is mine, and disagree with me all you want. It's my video, so I'm just going to do what I want to do. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and best wishes for me to feel better sometime soon. Until next time, peace.